Paratalk Radio is a member of Radio.com. Download the app, search Paratalk Radio. One word. That's it. Pretty easy peasy. Radio.com.
WLFE-DB Radio is on Spotify with all its great shows like Across the Pond, Inside the Drag Closet, Step into the Paranormal, Just Cindy, Where's My Sage, Unfiltered Talks with Bryce, Metal Mayhem ROC, Paratalk Radio, Real Talk with Dom, and more. So download the Spotify app today to stay connected to all your WLFE-DB radio shows.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area, 410-400-9641. Or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Small Hollow in North Carolina. There have been several Bigfoot sightings.
Hunters may need to be on the lookout for something other than deer when they hit the woods this week.
He hadn't been spotted recently, but according to these pictures, the legendary Mothman is back.
The number of UFO sightings is soaring tenfold over the past 25 years.
Now, she's not talking about people. She is talking about ghosts hanging around what some say is a real-life haunted house.
You're listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy on Paratalkradio.com, a member of the WLFE digital broadcast family. Paratalk Radio is your one-stop for all things paranormal, the unknown, and the supernatural. Join us every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central for discussions and guests on topics such as ghosts, hauntings, Bigfoot, UFOs, and more. This broadcast is rated M for mature and is intended for listeners over 16. The topics, views, and opinions expressed on our show may not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Paratalk Radio, our hosts, or our sponsors. Now, live from J-Wolf Production Studio in Ontario, New York, here are your hosts, Ted and Cindy.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Teddy Poo Poo.
How are you?
Good, honey. How are you?
Good. Got my lights on my monitor, like I told you.
Oh, did ya?
Yes, I did. Yes. So, how is everything with you?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you know, last week I had a friend that I lost.
We both had a rough week.
it's been a rough week, and I swear to you that it still feels like Mercury retrograde, even though it is only the shadow, which is ending on Sunday, thank goodness. But yeah, it's been, I didn't do either of my shows. Is pretty rough. But thankfully I have friends like you, Teddy, and I have friends like Dom and Tom and Genevieve and Liz, and I have so many people that reached out, and it just was sad, right? And nothing to be taken away from his family, because that's where my love is and my sadness lies, right?
Bob's calling me a lady, apparently.
And ladies. Wait, I want to say hi, so let me say hi to everybody, okay? Hi, Bob. Hi, Robert. Well, he says good evening, guys and ladies, he says, so.
I'm not sure how to Saurav.
Saurav Gupta, how are you? I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see.
Okay.
Hi, Barry. How are you? Hey, guys and gals, welcome aboard. Who is that? Who's
me?
On W. Okay. I didn't know for certain. We have people that do that.
Why am I hearing myself?
Me hooked, Barry. Oh, Bob, good. I'm glad that you're hooked. Hi, Sumail. Hi, Robert. He says, hi, Cindy.
Robert.
Barry says, hi, Cindy. Hi, Ted. Robert says, so Ted is it. So Ted is now lit?
I am.
That's right. He's lit. Barry says, I had a work colleague that passed away from cancer yesterday. It has been pretty sad for me lately. It really has, Barry. So not only was it my friend, but it was also the boys' teacher. And Jet had him now. So it's been rough. So I'm sorry to hear about your colleague. And
yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to eat, but I want to finish my piece of pizza.
All right. I'm trying not to listen to myself.
Wait, why?
I hate hearing myself, but whatever. All right. So lots of good things going on here tonight, and this is going to drive me bonkers.
What is it? Can you hear an echo?
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I don't know, like I'm in a little like a little tin can or something. I'm not used to hearing that. So it's just really weird for me. All right. So the things we got going on here is Saturday night we had a live broadcast through WLFE DB Radio digital broadcast network, because it's not just radio anymore. It's also TV.
Right.
Which is great. So a lot of cool things going on. You will see some commercials on that as well tonight. And you got an email from me today too, by the way. Cindy.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. But other than that,
for hours.
Hey, do you know we reached almost 50 today?
50?
Yeah.
50 what?
50 degrees.
Did we really?
Yeah, yesterday it was, 18, and today 50. What the hell's going on with our weather?
I don't know, but that freaking makes me nervous.
Yeah. All right, hello, Chanel. I see you just pop in there.
Hi, Chanel.
Right. So we got everybody from Australia to Missouri to everywhere here.
No, not Minnesota. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yep. Yeah. That works for
Barry
me.
is in New York. Where's Bob?
Bob is Rochester? I don't remember.
Bob Burnell,
That's okay.
where are you from?
Yeah, that's okay. All right, so you guys know how I do this. I basically go in and I read a bio that I have on our guest for the evening. And I'm pretty excited about tonight. I had spoken to her only over the internet, but I think it would be great to have her here with us tonight. Boston, yep, I did see that. It's 88 degrees where Robert is, he says.
Jesus, it's going to be 95
Yeah, nice. You stay in Australia.
Right.
All right. So Vanessa Hogel is our guest tonight, and Vanessa has communicated with spirits for 47 years. She has shared her compelling stories on multiple radio shows, podcasts, YouTube shows, not to mention 6 books that have all spent time on the bestsellers list on Amazon. She investigates remote views and consults with teams all over the world. On her travels, she's filmed a docuseries in Ireland and is in pre-production right now for one in Scotland. She does this with her business partner, Gwen Clapper, who is the co-founder of their company, Perfect Trust Production, which reminds me of Perfect Love and Perfect Trust. Perfect Trust. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So very, very cool. I am going to close that now. And
Tom says, hey, Ted, hey, Ted, Sandy!
Yeah, of course.
And Chanel says, Robert, you need to be chained to my bed in Wisconsin.
All right. So without further ado, I'm going to get her up here and we're going to start chatting about everything. You know, I know how this goes. Yeah. Cindy and her, they're going to talk psychic stuff, and I'm going to sit here and go, but, you know. All right, you guys. So put your hands together. Let's welcome Vanessa.
I'm just going to take a bite.
Ta-da!
Hi, Vanessa.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
How are you?
I had to slam my pizza for dinner super quick because I was cleaning lashes.
You eat, okay? I shoved a Chick-fil-A hot and spicy chicken sandwich down my throat on the way home. So you do you, okay? It's okay. You do what you got to do.
Where are you from?
I live in Oklahoma, but I'm from Alabama.
I can hear that southern accent.
Well, it's getting ready to get worse because I'm moving to Virginia.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. First question, first and foremost, do I need to watch what I say?
No.
Okay. Fuck yes. Okay.
We don't like it a lot, but I mean, if it happens, it happens. We're not, we are a rated R show.
Oh, okay. We're good then. We're good. You know?
Well, trust me, you got nothing on Cindy.
Oh,
like a trucker.
Yeah, her daddy was a trucker.
He really was. I can say that with the truth.
Ex-military spouse.
My father was.
Yeah.
My father too.
Yeah. And dental assistant. So trust me, I mean, I have bad thoughts in my head all day long. So, you know, you get told we hate you enough, you start to think really bad thoughts all day long.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
So Chanel puts up, Vanessa is from her mother and father's passion, Cindy.
Those two people hated each other.
Hysterical.
I do understand that.
Yeah.
Tom says, I always yell Cindy's name. Yes, you do.
Robert White says that V can make a sailor blush.
True story. True story. Yeah.
So you know Robert.
Oh yeah. Yes, he's awesome. Let me put it to you this way. What is his name from Good Lord and Baby Jesus? He's from that show. I don't watch them. It's not Kindred Spirits, but the other one, Steve DeShavi. I had him on my show back when I had a show, and we were talking, and he talks just like I do. Only it sounds like it's from Brooklyn, you know. And we were we were both dropping that F-bomb like nobody's business, and not only can I make a sailor blush, but I do it without any effort. I looked at him and I said, Steve, you're out fucking me. And I'm like, what did I just say? What did I just say?
It is hysterical. Yeah, Steve DeShavi is from with Amy. It's not Kindred Spirits.
It's not Bruni. It's Amy Allen.
It's Amy Allen. Yes. I can't think of the name of their show right at the moment, but yeah, I like Steve Duchevy and Amy.
You mean Dead Files?
No. Dead Files.
There you go. Yeah, I don't watch them. I don't watch any of the shows, so I have no idea who.
I used to. I don't anymore.
I haven't watched TV in regular conventional TV in a long time.
Okay, so I gotta ask. You guys don't hear my echo, right?
No.
I hear a little bit of an echo from both of you.
Okay.
But I have on headphones. It could be something to do with that.
Oh,
So
that's why I wear my headphones.
I could try put mine on.
That might help.
It's getting a weird feedback, and you figure after 5 years of doing this, we get our shit straight.
I had my show for 5 years. I was on my show for 5 years. There was always technical issues. It just happens.
Right.
You know, what can you do? But yeah, y'all ask away anything you want.
Okay, let's try it.
All right. Oh, better.
Yes,
better?
very
Better. Yes. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, first thing I want to do is I want to talk about 6 books. Now, you wrote 6 books?
Yeah.
Well,
actually, I okay. So my first one came out. What year is this? 2021. So my first,
I love it.
That's not a good start for a psychic.
I know, right?
Listen,
I don't even
understand that for real, Vanessa.
Because you got to turn your shit off. You know what I mean? So I think my first one came out in 2015, around spring or summer, and my 6th one just came out February 8th. And then I also designed a 50-page coloring book, and that just came out. That just came out 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice! What is your coloring book?
It's based on, or it's inspired by stained glass and kaleidoscopes. So I wanted
beautiful.
What I wanted was for people to, because yes, I'm an artist, but I get a huge kick out of doing the drawings, but having other people put their spin on it with their color choices and their shading and everything else. And I wanted to create something that they could put their own stamp on and then take it out and frame it, and they have their own original piece of art.
Fantastic.
And it's age appropriate, because not everything is going to be in that venue, but this one was, so that was important, for the first one. But there's going to be something maybe not so much. Not so much appropriate.
I like it. I was just gonna tell you need to do like a fuck coloring book.
I have this idea of doing
with flowers all over.
Mm-hmm. I have this idea of doing one. That's a great idea. I might do that. I could actually incorporate that one with this one. I want to do one of penises in different types of ball gowns. Get it? I thought it would be funny. And
apparently it is.
It is hysterical.
Yeah, why not? In wedding gowns, ball gowns, lingerie. The possibilities are endless. And sometimes you just need to color a dick. Just.
Yeah, girl.
Not going there. Not going there.
Well,
you could.
I could, but I'm not gonna.
It's a tension releaser.
Oh, sweetheart, don't I know?
I know, right? You've had a bad day at work, and you got to go home, and you just need something to just kind of take you away from it. That'll do it. I'm just saying.
This is going to be one of those shows where I'm just going to sit here and not say.
Yes, you are.
You'll laugh. I can guarantee that.
Right.
I'll just sit here and play with my lights.
I'm just glad you aren't giving me shit for sitting on my couch, but it's been a long day.
No.
Why would we do that?
Tom said, I can vouch for Cindy's trucker mouth. FYI, Ted has one too. LMAO.
Oh my gosh. This is going to get ugly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not that bad now.
All righty. What y'all want to talk about?
Okay, so the amount of books that you've written, what's the majority of them written about?
Oh, good gravy. Okay, so first one was Soulscapes, and that one sucks. Okay, that was my very. Okay.
I love you. I am enjoying the hell out of you right now.
Thank you. Well, I mean,
you are cracking me up.
If you're gonna toot your own horn, you also need to call yourself out on your bullshit.
And
yes. So, I mean, if I'm gonna say nice things, I need to be truthful on the not so nice things. People really seem to like it. I didn't, but I'm proud of myself that I did it.
Yes.
Because I was in a horrible relationship when I did it. And all I heard the whole time I was writing it was, you're stupid. No one's going to care what you have to say. Why are you wasting your time? You're making a fool of yourself. Yada, 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 fill in the blanks.
I've been there. Just not written a book while I was hearing it.
Yeah, it was loads of fun. And what that book is approximately 10 years of different investigations, psychic premonitions, or dreams or meditations that I had with the automatic drawings with them. Just to kind of show people, hey, you know what? And this is back before I really got back into my art. So honestly, this shit looks like a 3-year-old drew them. But still, it shows that you don't have to be Van Gogh in order to get your point across. And when you get those psychic impressions, I don't give two shits if you write it on the back of a cocktail napkin. Write it down, draw it, put the information down there. And that showed people how to do that. Now, the second book, that was my baby. That was Giving Up the Ghost. And that was my parabiography of me just putting it all down.
That's cool.
This is what it's like. Okay. And that one was hard. That one was really hard to do because I went all the way back to my childhood and the painfulness of being the weird kid, the one that scares everybody. I will tell you this, one of the instances that I wrote about in that. One of the instances that I wrote about in that, it was tough. It was really tough. I remember I was 13 years old. It was Halloween. And me and, get this, 6 other girls, so total of 7. Okay. Because apparently we're stupid, 7 and 13. We were over at a friend's house. We were going to have a slumber party. We'd went out to the graveyard. We're looking at everything. And I'm listening to them make up the stories about how these people died when the people are telling me themselves. They're right there. Okay. But I'm just nodding and smiling. I'm nodding and smiling. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what happened. We went back to my friend's house and we decided, well, it's Halloween. Let's do something spooky. So we decided we were going to put each other in trances. So I go first. Okay. So the girl sits, and I won't say people's names on here because.
Wait, and how old are you guys at this point?
13.
You were 13?
13. Yeah.
And your friends were too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit. Okay.
True story. And so the girl sits in front of me, cross-legged, and I sit down in front of her too. And that's the last thing I remember. I wake up to them dumping the entire cooler of Cokes, full Cokes and ice and water over her because she's in a full-blown grand mal seizure. And they're slapping me across the face to bring me out of it. And I said, well, first off, what the fuck? And secondly, what's going on? And they said, you didn't blink for 30 minutes. And the girl that was staring at me went into a seizure. So from that point on, I was the creepy girl. I was the weird girl. I was the one that scared the shit out of everybody.
Wait a minute, I gotta interrupt. Was I the only one that just heard that?
No, I heard it.
Heard what?
You're the creepy girl.
Yeah.
I heard loud as day.
I thought she.
No, she didn't. She said.
No.
she was the creepy girl, but as loud as day, I heard she's the creepy girl.
Yeah,
it was a
a
man's
guy.
voice.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I have attachments. So my TV's not on. I can show you my TV. It isn't on. I have on headphones, which this is a doohickey here, but yeah, there's nothing. But yeah, I have attachments. I have one that's been with me for many lives. And if you see him, Robert knows who he is. But he's in my book too, my next book. But so
Sandy
anyway,
heard it. Sandy Griffith said she heard it.
Yeah. And he'll sit down. He'll stop it.
I was reading the
You'll have to go back and watch the feed, the recorded feed.
I will.
It won't be the last time.
I was the creepy girl.
Yeah, it won't be the last time. Because he loves it when I'm on screen. So he likes to stand right behind me. But so I know, right? So anyway, I blocked stuff out as much as I could for as long as I could. And having the birth of my son changed all that. And so then anyway, jumping forward. Next book, Walking with Ghosts. Walking with Ghosts. That was my investigations in Virginia, England, and Scotland. And I took the pretty out of the paranormal with that one. I mean, all the Hollywood hubbub, all the how glamorous is this? All that bullshit is gone in that book, and it's down to the painful truths of what happens to people like myself and Cindy. On investigation.
You will love our show then, because we hold nothing back.
Good.
You never have.
That's the way it should be.
And the reason we don't have what is it? Like some of these other podcasts have. And
look at her little dog in the background. Oh my god!
Yeah, no, I see that.
A little nest so he wants to sleep in it.
Some of these other shows have 20,000, 30,000 followers and stuff, and it's because people feed on the nonsense. You know what I mean? And it's here, we don't.
That is the one thing that if you ask anybody in the field who has met me, the one thing that I cannot tolerate at all is the bullshit.
Hokey bullshit?
Yeah.
Hokey bullshit?
I'm not going to fake anything. I'm not going to act like every single thing out there is paranormal or psychic or
a demon.
Oh, do you want to go there?
Girl.
We're possessed.
Hey, let's get possessed every episode of our TV show.
Oh, I've been on set with that. You know what?
Well, Cindy's got a tattoo that I love, and I've thought about getting it too. Go ahead, Cindy, explain it.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay. It's backwards for me. What is it?
Hashtag GTFOOE.
Oh, wow.
Get the fuck out of ego.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I would show you my tattoos, but they're kind of on my boobs. So,
we can. I'll still look.
Well, hold it. There's one.
Oh, butterflies.
I don't know if you can see that one or not. That one's my drawing.
I see it's cursive writing, but I can't see what it says.
Born a goddess, forged a warrior.
Fuck yes,
Beautiful.
girl. Fuck yes.
Yep.
Wow,
Yes.
David Glidden. Hello.
Hi, David.
He's
How are
from
you?
Fourth State Paranormal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So let's get back to that whole demon possession thing.
I have to say one thing though, Vanessa, to go back to Barry Martz. When you were talking about the coloring book, the penis coloring book, he said, tattooed Peter.
There you go. That is awesome.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I have a story about that, but we'll do it later.
And Chanel says you need to show Vanessa your duck collection. Jerk and pickle.
I don't have a duck collection.
I don't know. Your duck collection? Do you have a little ducks or something? That's the only thing that comes to me in my head.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what she's talking about. My little amethyst peni.
Oh, dick? Your dick collection?
Dick collection. Autocorrect.
Autocorrect. See, I have a little. I have a little dick.
Oh, look at the little thing.
It's so cute, right?
A little bit.
I can't believe they're making them out of stones and all that stuff. That's too funny.
Come on now. Come on now.
For years. Fertility. Well, I mean, even before the, metaphysical shops and everything, they were doing that for fertility statues.
Oh, God!
So-
go back to Egypt.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Phallic
Chanel
symbolism of power.
Yeah.
Chanel says that her second book by you is autographed by you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Giving Up the Ghost. Like I said, Walking with Ghosts took out.
You were talking
It took out the pretty, and it covered 3 countries, and
that's
then,
amazing.
Thank you. I love to travel. That was 1,
I've
2,
never
3.
been outside of the U.S.
Oh, you need to do it. Then the next one was Rebel Witch. And
I love it.
Well, I'm pagan, and I'm a card carrying, candle burning, pendulum swinging, tree hugging. Yes, right there. Yep.
Yes, I am too.
Yep.
I mean, there's literal pictures on my Facebook of me hugging trees.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a
I'm third
solitary
generation.
Yeah. My mom's the 7th daughter and the 13th child.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Teddy, that chair of yours.
But
I'm gonna kill it.
But
hi, Bill. How are you?
You'll be okay. That book, that one was one of my favorites. And that's because I get sick and damn tired of seeing people be swindled. I get sick and tired of seeing them be lied to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? My ancestors were witches. They were practitioners. And they were doing it well before there was an esoteric store on every corner. So I broke that shit down for people. I've done videos on how to spot fake psychics. So a lot of the psychics out there are not my fans, which is fine.
Right.
Don't fucking care.
I'm okay with that too. Like, be off with yourself.
Exactly. Bye. And then the next book was Diary of a Psychic Loser Magnet. And
oh my God!
I gotta say,
I write nonfiction.
I gotta say real quick that she reminds me of me a little bit because of the titles to her books. Because my first 2 books right now, the first title was Flashlight Recorder and Comfortable Shoes. Mm-hmm. And the second one was Think Outside the Paranormal Box. I like unique titles.
Yes!
Something that nobody else has.
Exactly. Oh.
I love the psychic loser psychic loser magnet. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's true. But here's the thing. That book, it was either going to be loved or hated. And I'll tell you why. Okay. Because when you do what you and I do, and when you are privy to certain information, you always listen to it for other people, but guess who you don't listen to it for? Yourself. That book, I go through the horrible aspects of my life. My rape, the abusive relationships, everything. Mm-hmm. And I talk about, okay, well, I might not have deserved this, but I tell you what, hindsight shows me I saw it coming. And I have to take ownership of that. And what lesson did I learn from it? And how can I move forward? In other words, quit being a friggin' victim.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I agree with that completely.
And so that's what that book was. It was very, very painful to write, but it needed to be done, and it was done. And then Ghost Abroad, Ireland. That was about 2 trips to Ireland.
I am so jelly right now.
Oh, honey, I was supposed to be back in Scotland next month filming, but because of the Rona and all that bullshit, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's just let's anyway. But it looks like August.
I digress.
There, exactly. You don't want me to go there. Looks like August or September that we're going to be there now. But we've had pre-production team there for over a year.
Well, I'm going to be there in June of next year.
Awesome sauce. You're good.
In Ireland, and then the following year is Scotland.
Okay. If you need any tips on Ireland, let me know, because I've been twice, and it's just let me put it to you this way. And Ghost Abroad Ireland really shows this, is don't just go to the places that everybody goes to, because spirits are everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere. Our craziest activity happened in places you've never heard of.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know?
I'm sure.
And I mean, I've been to Leap Castle, Hellfire Caves, Hellfire Club, you name it. Old Queen's Head in Sheffield. I've been to Mary King's Close in Edinburgh. I've been to the vaults. I've been all over the place, and the best activity has been from places that you've never heard of.
That's awesome.
Vanessa, what's your website?
VanessaHogel.com. I'm so vanilla.
Jesus, I guess so.
Mine is thepsychiccindy.com.
Well, so when you're doing something like this, being an author especially, your name is your brand.
That's right.
It just doesn't make any sense for me to do anything other than what my actual name is. Except for like Perfect Trust Productions. And you guys were absolutely right. Me and Gwen are both practitioners. And when we were coming up with a name for our company, which we got our LLC for last year,
yay!
It was Perfect Trust. Thank you very much. I mean, International Women's Day, it's a woman-owned business.
That's right, girl.
Yep, and we do it all. We have a Redbubble store that has our creations, my art, on everything from stickers to shower curtains to T-shirts to dresses, you name it. It's all original. And
pajamas yet?
Not pajamas. They don't offer pajamas. But we got. You need one of my sayings that I have on a T-shirt, and it's not all girly and everything. My pair of balls are bigger than yours.
That's me. I say that literally
That's
all
her.
the time.
That's not me.
Dude, don't I say that, Teddy? I said my balls are bigger than most of the men I know. Or my dick is bigger than most of the men I know.
Yeah.
See, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm one of the minorities in the paranormal field because I'm an openly gay paranormal investigator.
Okay.
And I'm also an empath and all that as well. I just don't promote it like Cindy does because it's not my business. So, it's weird because like I create shirts or I buy shirts that fit like me or the gay community and stuff just to support what I should.
I've got a line of Pride stuff on our Redbubble.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, we will do that every year. I go one of the funnest vacations I ever took my son on. He was 14. I took him to Southern Decadence in New Orleans.
Wait, what's Southern Decadence?
It's gay pride on crack in New Orleans.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Well, I mean, because I believe
he had to be out of his mind.
Oh, he had a blast.
Really?
He had a blast. I have the best kid ever. A complete hetero, but he is just the most loving, empathetic soul you've ever met in your life. And
how old is he?
He just turned 18 in December. Matter of fact, he is 14. Yeah, he was 14 when I took him one time, and this sumbitch that was out there, I heard it when it was said. I heard you ought to have stones wrapped around your neck and thrown over a bridge. They were screaming it at me because I brought my son to the parade.
Wow.
The next thing I knew, my 14-year-old son, who weighed maybe $120, was in this adult man who was pushing 220 in his face, nose to nose. So I got him off of him, and then I took his place, and then the cops had to pull me off. And when we and I'm
you and I have a lot in common.
I'm all of like 5'1.5". Okay,
I'm 5'3.5".
Yeah, but I'm like, you know what? Bring it. I'm squishy. All right, I can take the punch. And it's a true story. It's a true story. But what was so awesome about it was when my son and I both turned around, there was probably 20 or 30 gay guys behind us, all above 6 feet tall. Looked like they spent their entire lives in the gym just waiting to break somebody in half if they came near us. And I'm like, I love y'all. They were like, well, we love you for teaching your son the proper way to be. And I'm like, well, hell, that don't take nothing. Right. How hard is that? Wow. You know, you just teach somebody to be a good person. I don't give a shit what somebody does behind their doors. Hell, I need to clean my house. They should care about what I'm doing behind my doors.
Exactly. That's me too, girl.
I'm just saying. I'm tired.
Better things to do than clean my house, like do a podcast or do a reading or clean my lurches.
Right.
Because this girl doesn't have her lurches on and needs them on, and so she needs to clean her lurches.
Oh my goodness! Well, I put mascara on for you people. So
I did too. I have mascara on for y'all.
I admit I did nothing. I'm sitting here in my man shirt, cut off sleeves, ripped jeans. Those are my Sunday meeting jeans because they got the hole in the top.
You do what you gotta, boo. You do what you gotta.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get into some of the other stuff now.
Sure.
God, I hate this right now. I'm gonna tear this all apart tonight.
I want to ask some questions. Hang on. So
go ahead. That's what I was gonna do.
Vanessa, how long have you known you were a psychic medium? How long, did you? Obviously, I mean, you were a youngin', but did you understand what you were and what you did when you were younger?
I was blessed. I was really blessed because my first experience was when I was 2. So I'll be 49 on Sunday. So I was 2 years old when it happened. And
happy birthday!
Thank you.
My birthday's on the 4th, and I'll be 50.
Wow, you do not look 50.
I was just gonna say you do not look 49.
Thank you.
It's that witch in us, okay?
I'm telling you right now, people, try some.
I am.
But it was my grandmother. I was born on her birthday, and which is March 14th.
I was born on my grandmother's birthday.
This is creepy. This is weird.
Super creepy. Mm-hmm. I'm not kidding. I was born on my father's mother's birthday.
Yeah, mine was my mother's birthday. Yes.
That's so crazy.
She was our birthdays are March 14th, but she died
and February, I'm April 4th.
That is so weird. She died February 5th before I was to turn 2.
Oh, wow.
She was my first one. So I was really lucky that it was something that was loving. It did not stay that way long. Okay. It didn't stay that way long. But the funny thing is it never really bothered me. I was never bothered by the ghosts. I was bothered by how people treated me because of the ghosts. So that is where, I mean, because I've got all kinds of nastiness that comes at me, that's looking for somebody to talk to. Okay, I'll do that. My job is not to judge them. My job is to do my job and communicate. Plain and simple. And but it's how people perceive what I do. And what's funny is they perceive it one way in private, and then in public I'm Satan. I'm like, so this is what we're doing.
So you want me to shank you in front of everybody, right? That's what you're saying to me right now?
It's ridiculous. It's I talk about it in one of the books. I had a girl come.
I actually have an ex that was kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, I had this one.
But it was opposite. He would give my name around to everybody, but then tell me how he didn't believe what I did.
Oh yeah, or mine told me I was going to burn. it was the very thing that drew him to me, but then I was going to burn for it. So I'm like,
well, that's okay. Then you better watch out because I'll start putting the flames quicker.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's like what I was saying. I had one girl come to me and she wanted specific information about a specific situation. I gave it to her. She told me that I was communicating with the devil. That was the only way I could have known that. And I said, okay. She goes to church that weekend. She comes back the next week and tells me, I was in church and this lady told me the same thing, but it came from God. I said, okay, so if it comes out of my mouth, it's coming from the devil. But if it comes from her mouth, it's coming from God. And she actually looked me in the face and she goes, yeah. I said, honey, last time I checked, devil doesn't help people out. And God and the devil aren't working together. Your so-called God and devil. Okay. So if you need to think that, go ahead. But you are beyond my help because I can't do nothing with that. You know,
I want to tell you what Robert says. Robert says, V, next time you are running on a shoestring budget and you are eating what you were eating, please let me know and I will send you money for foods.
He remembers from the books. I am great now, but he remembers from the books. And that was for when Gwen and I. That's the other thing. When Gwen and I were filming Hidden Gems Ireland, which is on 2 of the episodes on Amazon. Rona jacked that all up because they were taking so long to upload them. So we just put them on YouTube and just cut our losses. Because there was other situations that played a part in that. But we when we were doing that, we went with nothing. We packed a suitcase full of food. We lived off peanut butter and jelly when we were in Ireland. Yeah. So, but it was all done our way. Nothing was faked. Nothing had to be faked. It was all done ethically and with integrity.
Do you know that we here in the United States are the country that eats peanut butter the most than any other place in the world?
I contribute.
I do too.
It's good
just
stuff.
with a spoon.
Yeah, it's good stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But no.
I just thought that was an interesting little fact, especially since you took it to another country. So that's
hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I highly recommend for anyone who hasn't seen them. Now, I will say this. If you're wanting ghost adventures, avoid everything I do because you're not going to get ghost adventures. Okay? I've been on set with them. I've watched how they do things. I will not fake shit. Okay?
Right.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Okay? So if that's what you're wanting, don't come my way. But if you want to see things that actually happen, that are actually real, go to Perfect Trust Productions YouTube page and go to videos, and all of our stuff from Ireland is there. It was very low budget. We did the best we could with what we got, with what we had, because when we got over there, we got screwed over by the car rental company. And so we ended up, me and Gwen, in our mid-40s, hoofed it over 200 miles in 8 days. Other times we took the bus. A couple of times we had a personal driver and guide. But what we expected when we got over there, as far as equipment and everything that we were told we were going to have, we did not have. So we put all of this together with the minimal amount of equipment and the minimal amount of help. Well, actually,
I think that's a huge thing, right? Because it's to show that you can do this without having all the hoopla.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And I think that's huge, and I think it's fantastic that you were able to put that on your YouTube, because it just shows people that you don't need all of these stupid ass equipment that's not necessarily doing what it's supposed to be doing.
You would think that would be the thing. But we caught, bar none, best piece of paranormal evidence I've ever seen in my life, ever. And nobody said boo. And you know why? Because we didn't flip the freak out. We were at a place called Moore Hall, and it's in Roscommon County. It's do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just there's a couple things. So there's my TV is on now, and there was a noise, like it could have been my cat or something.
No, this is saying, will you challenge me? Is that on your TV?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think
thank
that
goodness.
Was, yeah.
Okay, thank goodness, because I ain't even feeling that tonight. Okay.
Hang on one second.
Okay.
Well, I was going to ask you how old you were. I know I'm not supposed to.
49, honey.
I'm older than you.
I'll be 49 on Sunday.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I just turned 54 in January.
Oh, happy late birthday. I'm proud of my age.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind my age.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind my age. There are days that I feel 80.
Jesus, Jansen, you fucking freak! Oh my God.
What happened?
My son. You're such a brat. Oh my. He's lucky I didn't pee myself.
Are you okay?
He just terrified me. So I have these stupid things on, so I can't hear anything around me per se. And I'm yelling this way to my son who is in the other room, and I had muted you guys, so you guys couldn't hear that Jansen had snuck up on me either. So as I'm yelling here, I turn and look at you guys, and Jansen's standing there like a freak, standing over me. Like, this is my almost 18-year-old. He'll be 18 at the end of the month. Standing over me, just going with his hands in front of his, wearing just his boxer briefs and going, ah! Freaked me out.
I would freak. I would do it. But see, I'm also the person that waits. My son goes to take a shower, and then I know he's going to be coming out, and I'll wait and I'll press my face right to the door. That way, when he opens it up, I'm just sitting there like this.
Oh, I've done shit like that to them.
I'm that mom.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
that mom.
I am definitely that mom too. Like, I'll wait outside.
So we were talking about Ireland and the stuff that you were going through when I had to leave, because I take care of my parents. I'm their home aide. But there's a lot of stories, and you have to understand that first, Ireland, Scotland, the UK, all that over there is so much older than where we are.
Oh yeah,
with civilization. So there's so many things walking around over there. And
Sandy's the 24th. Happy birthday!
Yeah, so we still like here at Paratalkradio. I've been an investigator for about 36 years, and I'm one of those guys that I believe that we're never going to move forward unless we cooperate, unless we start working together on certain things, sharing what we know, like a database or something. But there's so much ego, like you were mentioning, with all these people, that nobody's willing to work with anybody. So I sit here when people come into our show and they tell us all this stuff, I still say, I want more. Because what you say is not enough. It's just not enough. We still don't know if a ghost exists. We can't prove it. We know that we see things. We know that we hear things. But there's, on so many levels, we just can't tell somebody truthfully 100%.
Well, see, here's the funny thing for me, and I hope this does not come off sounding uppity, because I don't mean it that way.
Okay.
But I don't, no offense, y'all, to anybody listening or watching or anything, I don't give two shits if anybody believes what I say.
Right.
That's exactly what I say too. I don't give two shits.
Don't care.
I don't give a flying fuck. That's the other thing. I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah. That is the beauty of what Gwen and I do is, sorry, my hair is just driving me crazy.
Mine too.
That's the beauty of what we do. We go out. We don't even really call ourselves really investigators too much. We document. So if you see it and you believe it to be paranormal, good for you. If you see it and you still are a skeptic, okay. I'm not going to waste my damn time trying to convince anybody. I document.
That's what you should do.
Yes. What happened in Moore Hall, and you can pull it up on your phone. You can go straight to Perfect Trust Productions YouTube and pull it up. we had an instance at Moore Hall. It's a very foreboding place. And it was one of the times when we actually had a driver who was acting as security taking us out there. Big dude, like 6'3", 6'4", pushing 250, big guy. I mean, we felt safe. This place is so ominous that he's even bothered by it. And it's 4 stories tall, solid stone. You cannot get inside. They blocked everything. You cannot get inside, but you can climb he made like a makeshift ladder. And I swear I thought the thing was going to break. He climbs up on top of that because the first floor window is 12 feet off the ground. Okay. And the window sills are about 12 to 18 inches deep, solid stone.
Wow.
Well, that's two of me because I'm 6 foot. So think about that.
Exactly right. So he's on this little makeshift ladder, and he's using a professional camera trying to take pictures of the inside. He turns his phone off. It's an iPhone, and I think it's an iPhone, and he sits it face down on the windowsill away from him. Gwen was filming him because something just told her, I got to film this. She's filming him, and you watch that cell phone turn on, then you watch the flashlight on it come on, and then you watch it spin off the windowsill and land on the ground. And he's nowhere near it. Perfect, uncut piece of evidence. No one gave a shit.
Wow.
Because you know what I did when it happened? My chunky little butt waddled over there and said, "Oh, dude, here's your phone." I handed it back to him. I didn't wig out and go, "Oh my God, they want us to leave." Now, we did feel that maybe they did not want us right there at that time, and we chose to walk to a different part of the property. But I'm sure as hell not going to run screaming from something that I asked to happen. And that's the problem. That is the problem right there. I'm getting ready to hurt some people's feelings, okay? So just bear with me. Okay? So to me, if you go into a location and you are asking them to prove their existence to you, and you are asking them or demanding that they show themselves or touch you or push you or throw something. If you're doing that and then you run like a little bitch when it happens, that tells me one main thing. You do not believe in what you're doing.
And you don't belong there.
Nope, you don't. Because if you get scared for the very thing that you asked for, you're fake. And I don't give 2 fucks who you are. I will say that to anybody's face. Sorry.
We get into situations. Now, we've had very similar guests and other things that have happened. And we are the same way. When the groups that I'm in, when we first started out, it was they stuck you in a haunted location, in a chair, by yourself for 45 minutes to an hour by yourself. And if you ran out, that told them that you weren't ready.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But nobody does that practice anymore. But it is what it is, I guess. But
it is. And people are going to continue to do what they think people want.
Right. That's it right there.
Yeah, exactly. But guess what? I'm not. Gwen's not. Because the way I look at it, whether you call what me or what Cindy or what you do in regards to empathy or clairvoyance or psychic abilities, whether you call it a gift or a curse is irrelevant. What you need to call it is something that can be taken away if not used properly. So if I have been either bestowed or burdened with this to do what the powers that be feel I need to do, and I insult those powers that be by making a mockery of it, then they need to cut my ass down and take it away is exactly what they need to do. And I know that they can do that because I've watched it happen to people. I've watched people who had abilities, strong abilities, lose them due to ego, manipulation, and lies. I've watched it happen over the past couple of decades. I've seen it happen, and I'm like, damn. All you had to do was do what you were supposed to do with it. That's all you had to do. It's like I tell people when I do readings for them, I'm not special. No part about me is special. I'm like a paranormal switchboard operator. That's all I am.
That's a fantastic way to put it. Oh my God, that was awesome.
Yeah, ain't nothing special. You know, I can't even take credit for my readings. It's not my information. All I'm doing is repeating what they're telling me.
Exactly.
So I don't. Nobody needs to revere me, or want to be me, or be jealous of me for what I do. Nobody, because it's a fucking fluke and could be taken away at any time if I abuse it.
Right. And you know, it's the same with these people that have these TV shows, and I don't cut them down. There's one that I do, but you know, it's they're doing something that I'm not. They're making money. They're surviving. They're doing what they want to do. But
unethical.
Oh, exactly. That's where I was going.
And
the next
immoral.
point is that the stuff that they are doing is undercutting the rest of us, and it's making a mockery of a lot of it.
I tell you what, I would be less inclined to feel the immense amount of disgust that I do for the majority of them if one simple thing would happen, just one. And maybe it has, and maybe I am not aware of it. So please school me if I'm wrong. But if they simply put a disclaimer at the beginning for entertainment purposes only.
Oh, exactly.
Oh,
if they would do that one thing.
Well, we have to. I can't do a reading here in New York State without stipulating that. If you go and look on any of my videos, always in the description, it always says my disclaimers.
Yeah.
My disclaimers are, I'm not a professional medical professional. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to be able to help you. These are for entertainment purposes only.
See, and that's one of the reasons why when Gwen and I do stuff, we do documentaries, because documentaries have to be based in truth.
Yeah.
You know, now what we're doing in Scotland, it's already been approved by Amazon, even though we haven't even filmed it yet. And it's, I guess that's because of our last stuff, but it is listed as a TV show, which is great.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's
like a docuseries.
It's a docuseries because it is real. Everything that we put in it can be verified. Everything.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes to the paranormal stuff, you don't have to believe it. We're not going to make a mockery of it. We were at the mother and baby home grounds in Toome, Ireland, which is, it's absolutely, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. One of my family's ancestral homes was actually turned into one of these things. My family settled Castle Pollard, Ireland, and the manor there that was owned by my ancestor was actually bought by the Catholic Church for one of the mother and baby homes. Now, what you need to know about those?
Oh, is that like
where they were sold? The babies were sold. Irish babies were basically a young girl. If she became pregnant out of wedlock, she was shipped off. I mean, they just said, screw it, you're not my kid anymore, for the most part. Many of the families, not all. And she was shipped off to one of these mother and baby homes where she had to work till her fingers bled for 4 years to pay off the ridiculous excuse of care for herself and the birth and the raising of her baby until they illegally sold it to American citizens. Watch the movie Philomena. Watch the movie Philomena. It's a true story, actual person. Yes, it's Philom, Philomena. Philomena. But we were on the grounds. We were there. Perfect opportunity to investigate. We didn't. It would have been disrespectful. These were babies. These were babies. 897, I believe, infants and toddlers put into the sewage tanks in Tuam, Ireland.
What?
I'm not kidding. Why would we pull out EVP recorders?
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Exactly. So, and that's just in Tuam. There's almost 400 on the grounds of my ancestral home in Castle Pollard.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Y'all, this didn't stop till the 60s. Till the 60s.
I just got goosebumps when you said that. That means the truth has been spoken. Oh
Yes.
my God, I don't want that to be the truth. Oh,
It is
that's
the truth.
disgusting.
Yes. And do you know what they did? This, for us, this was the biggest mockery of the whole thing. Do you know what they put on the grounds? A playground. An asphalt-covered playground. Guess where all the children were playing? In the neighborhood. Kids wouldn't even go into it. We didn't investigate. We documented. And we paid our respects. And we left.
People are the cruelest animals on the planet.
Yes, absolutely.
They really are.
Absolutely.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have to think about what the hell's that island that Michael Keane was talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, they did the same thing. They just buried him over there, and then bodies fell out into the ocean, and I mean, it was disgusting. But we have to take a break, unfortunately.
Yes, and I'm going to ask if Robert or Barry remembers the name of that island in New York
Heart
City.
Island.
Heart Island, yes.
Heart Island. Okay, so we're going to take a short break. We've been sitting here for an hour, a little over an hour. And we've been talking with Vanessa Hogel, and she's an author. She has 6 books. She's a psychic medium. She is doing some great work, and she's a no-nonsense kind of gal. Yeah. And we like her.
Paranormal investigator.
and an investigator. So, guys, hang on a minute. We'll be back in about, I don't know. Depends on how long the commercials are.
What is his name that used to go from Love Connection? He'd go, we'll be back in 2
minutes and 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Chuck Woolery.
Yes, Chuck Woolery.
Well, I don't know. It might be a minute, might be 2 minutes. We'll catch you in a few. We'll be right back.
Working all day, all night, 네가 바란 대로 나는 될 거야, rap star. Working for a bill, 더 늘어나는 팀, 네가 싫어하던 게 늘어나.
Oh, yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
All right, everybody, we are back. We have been sitting here talking with Vanessa Hogel, who is very delightful, and we love her. No nonsense kind of chick, same as Cindy.
I do. I love her.
You know how we are here at Paratalk Radio, and this is actually very refreshing to find somebody else that believes the same thing we do. Most of the investigators or people within the paranormal that we interview, they're not as open and honest. And this is very nice, to be honest with you. So,
thank you.
Well, you're welcome. And now we were talking about pretty much all the stuff that you do and what you yourself believe for an individual as well as being an investigator, and the no nonsense. And, one thing that we talk about here on Paratalk Radio a lot is the fact is that we're tired of the things that continually get said and shown on paranormal TV, because the people that are actually experiencing situations that reach out to a paranormal team are expecting a certain thing, and it doesn't always happen. And then, well, like us, we get the phone calls, we get the emails.
Yep.
Can you help? So I think pretty much that unless you're not on TV as a regular host or something like that, that has this big TV program that's been running for 5 years, 10 years, whatever, it puts you in that position of being entertainment more so than being the real thing.
No, I agree with that. And here's the thing. I'm not saying I would never do TV. I'm just saying I would never do TV if they won't let me do it the way I need to do it, which is honest.
Right.
And don't expect me to look like this the entire time. Okay. Odds are I'm not going to have on any makeup and my hair is going to be up in a bun. It's not a fashion show. I looked like shit the entire time I was in Ireland. Just be okay with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about going in there and doing what is best for the living and the dead. I don't care about getting the scare. I don't care about getting what some producer thinks is going to be a good shot. That's not my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm contacted all the time. Gwen's contacted all the time by networks or people on the network shows trying to get locations out of us.
Oh yeah, we get it all the time.
Yeah, you know what I say to that? Do your own work. Sorry, do your own work. And do it right. I mean, I'm not a bitch. I'm not a bitch. But what I am tired of is people being misled, abused, lied to, manipulated, all for ratings. That's what I'm tired of.
Well, if you watch the, what was it called? It was one of my favorite shows, and now I can't even think of it. He used to run this thing. The truth is out there. And it's up to you to decide what the truth is. You take whatever truth you get out of it. But if you don't give the full story, the truth itself, what you find, and whether it's boring or not, don't expect them to take everything that you're saying to be factual.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Demons. Let's talk about the big D, okay?
The big D. When I talk about the big D, better have a man in front of it, and it's near my mouth. Ooh, I mean, what?
Yes, the X-Files. Thank you, Farmer.
Yes, the other big D. And I've talked about this on other shows. So, like Robert knows what I'm talking about and everything. let's talk about possession.
Let's talk about possession, baby.
Do you want statistics, or do you want to just talk the bullshit?
Actually,
let's talk about bullshit and all of it. Okay.
No, let's talk about when it actually happens. How about that? Because
we can go wherever you want to go with it.
Yeah. Okay. So I know on some of these shows it happens every week, and
we're lucky it doesn't happen 2 times or more.
Yeah, and people are Billy Badass, and I mean, I'm gonna go get it. No, the fuck you're not. For first off, sit down, okay? I mean, I'm sorry. Sit down and shut the fuck up and get schooled for a second. In a private residence in Virginia, and this is in Walking with Ghosts. At a private residence in Virginia, not only did me and Gwen and the rest of the BPI team deal with multiple very angry, very sad, some very violent spirits. Not only did we deal with that, not only was I taking over multiple times, multiple witnesses, almost ran to my damn death. There was a barn on the property. Gwen got taken over in front of this barn by one of the parents of the spirit children that were being held in this barn by the spider/person that had straddled the entire top of the barn. The entire top of it. This thing had to be 16 to 20 feet wide from fingertip to fingertip. When you see,
that's creepy.
It is. What's creepier is when you're staring this thing in the face and it stares back and you come to an agreement. That's what's creepy. Now, did I do that? Yes. Did me and Chris have to get Gwen away from there because she was taken over? Yes. Was it? And you can watch all this. It's on video. It's on video. It's on Beyond Perception Investigators YouTube page. You can see it. This is not something we made up. Multiple witnesses. But when you see something like that and you actually see it, you actually smell it, you actually hear it talking to you, you don't ever want to see that again.
What is it? What is it? Beyond Perceptions, what?
Beyond Perception of Investigators. Or investigations. I always get that part wrong. Let me look it up. It's either Beyond Perception of Investigators or Beyond Perception of Investigations. But you can see it. It is.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, please do. Please do. But when you see something like that, and you know what it can do, and you've dealt with everything it's thrown at you, you would never ever voluntarily try to seek it out again.
Right.
And that's what if I go the rest of my life and never see nothing like that, I will die a happy woman. I don't ever need to see anything like that again.
Exactly.
It was the epitome of that. Was it Nietzsche that said, you look too long into the abyss and eventually the abyss looks back into you? That was Nietzsche, right? That was Nietzsche?
Yes. You're right.
Yes. It is true. It is true. And nothing will make you question your sanity, your soul, or anything else more than staring one of those things down and actually coming to an accord to leave each other alone.
Right. Jesus, that's terrifying.
It was. And we all almost quit. We almost quit. That was 5 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago. So these people that get on these shows and there's a demon every episode, you might as well have tattooed, I am full of shit right across the forehead, because there's no way. First off, let's just face it, ghosts are dead people. They're people. They're moms, dads, grandparents, shitty uncles. They're the guy at the gas station that was an asshole all of his life. That is what we're dealing with.
Hey. Oh, wait, Teddy. No, not you, Teddy.
Oh, I know. I was just playing. But
you know what I mean. If you're an asshole in life, you're an asshole in death. Doesn't mean you're a demon.
Right.
Agreed.
That's what's got to stop. We stereotype people in death just like we do in life. And that's got to quit. You would think somebody dying, that part would stop. But no. No, it actually gets worse.
I've been in a very similar situation. 4 arms, 2 legs, black as night.
Yep.
Walking up a wall, walking across, and just crawling into the wall. And I had to sit back. It's still today. I'm like, I still can't believe that I see it, and it makes you like question everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're echoing.
I am
I
echoing.
just heard you echoing.
I can't hear it. But if you could go the rest of your life never seeing that again, you'd be okay.
I'd be okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy, right?
If I did see it again, I don't know how I would react, and hopefully it would be an instinct of somewhat of a proportion of being an investigator, but not getting too close. I mean, just being observant. You know what I mean? To get more detail. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, but that's been the only thing that has ever out of 36 years rocked my core. Ever.
Oh, yes. And it will.
Yeah, and so when people say to me demons, and they say it all the freaking time, I look at them and I go, do you know the actual figures with statistics of questions asked and answered, how many times real demons are seen, heard, expelled, so on and so forth? 1 in 10 million or 10 billion? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
A lot of it's all ridiculous. Up here.
I think, and I did a YouTube video years ago, or was it a couple of years ago? It was called a Paranormal Hypochondriac and Munchausen by Paranormal.
Wait. You need to. What is this? I was reading comments, and all I hear is paranormal hypochondriac.
Oh my God, that's hilarious!
Okay, but what is this in regard
to? It was Paranormal Hypochondriac and Munchausen by Paranormal, and it's true. Munchausen by proxy, which is the medical term.
Munchausen.
Yeah. So but it's Munchausen by Paranormal, and it's true.
Got it.
It's true. Let's just face it. Sometimes people like to draw attention to themselves by making something so much worse than it actually is. And sometimes they like to project that onto other people. And you can go back throughout history and see simple things like the dancing disease. Mass hysteria is real.
Yeah.
It is real.
I don't even know what that is.
The dancing disease. It happened different times throughout history where entire villages would start dancing and couldn't stop.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop to eat. They couldn't stop to go to the bathroom. They couldn't stop to sleep. Excuse me. And people would actually die of exhaustion. And this would spread. It's mass hysteria. And there might be other medical reasons.
You can Google it.
I do not know. Yeah.
Oh, Vanessa's froze on us.
The paranormal is not much different. And
we're catching up now.
Okay. And there's actually a way.
Uh-oh. We might lose her.
I hope not. Vanessa, if you can hear me, you may have to go out and come back in. Because you froze and we can't hear you or anything.
Bottom. And then come right back in.
Mm-hmm.
A way to kind of help counteract that.
Okay, so we missed a lot.
Missed a lot.
Because yours was still frozen on our screen. So if you could go out and come back in, that would be great. Okay, hold on one sec. I got to remove the other one. Okay.
Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, now we got you.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you were saying, we lost it. You were frozen.
Because people, I have Facebook on in the background and they're blowing up my messenger.
Oh, okay.
What do you call it? There's a way to kind of counteract that, because one of the things you'll notice is you'll have a group of people go in to a location all together and you hear a whole lot of, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And no one wants to look stupid, so everybody says yes.
Yeah.
There's a way to counteract that. Okay. There really is. And that's by sending people in different directions, even by twos. If you don't want to do it someone don't want to go by themselves, do it by twos. Take a little notebook with you. Take a pencil with you. Write down what you see, write down what you hear, write down what you feel. Then compare notes after. Gwen does a walkthrough by herself first, with somebody filming. I do the same thing. That's without us knowing anything about the properties. That's
it, girl.
Yes.
That's right, girl.
Yes. That's just, I've had people call me when I've been in the car and they're like, hey,
Aww.
I'm at a location. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Tell me what you see. And I tell them what's there. So, I read for teams across the pond doing the same thing, and it's that, to me, that's the best way to kind of counteract that, is don't have everybody in one big group where they can feed off of each other.
Yep.
Do things separately. And the thing is, you can always tell when this happens, when people that go in groups are like haunted locations, air quote, where people go and they pay an exorbitant amount of money to go into them. And everybody comes out with the same information. Hello, there's layers. Give me something I can't look up.
Right.
Right.
Give me something that not 10,000 other people have said they've experienced. Give me that.
I have to tell you what's in the comments. So remember I was talking about what's the dancing disease? Eric says flash mobs old school. JK. LOL JK.
Not entirely wrong.
and Robert says BYO loot, bring your own loot. Like
true story.
LUTE.
But no, there are plenty of ways to counteract a lot of the problems that we have in the paranormal. People just have to be willing to do them. But it goes even deeper than that. You have to be willing to be wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, okay.
Well, then that's fine.
Constructive criticism is something that it's a human thing where none of us like it, none of us want it. But unfortunately, in life, you have to get used to it because it's going to happen. And in the paranormal, it's very important that we share and review other work, because when I go to a location that another team has called me and said, hey,
put Barry's comment.
Well, I will. So when another team calls me and says, hey, can you go to this location? I'll share with you what I got after you come back. So I'll go and I'll do it and I'll come back and then I'll review their notes. And there's been several times where I go, I didn't get this. And it doesn't mean because I went at a different time, different day. There's a lot of things that you have to put in consideration. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't real, especially for you. Just for me, I didn't experience that.
Exactly.
So, and being honest is the only thing that you have to do. Just be honest.
Gwen took me to a place when I went to Virginia the first time. She took me to a place. Didn't know I was going there. Didn't know nothing about it. It was Sailors Creek Battlefield. And they didn't even have the car stopped. I'd already hopped out. And I'm running. And they caught it all on video. And I gave her everything I could. Everything. I'm like, okay, well, they came from this direction. And that's where the bridge is over there. And the water ran with blood. But they were supposed to come from this direction. If they would have come from this direction, they would have had less of a loss of life. I'm like, they piled the bodies up, the body parts from amputees. Up against this tree right here. The family was stuck in the bottom of this house while they turned the top of it into a hospital. Blood running down through the floorboards to their food. I'm actually telling them, shut up, talk at once, please, for fuck's sake, and I'm giving her names and everything else, It took her weeks. But she was able to verify it all.
Yeah, that's
even the
other
names. But I could have been wrong. And I was okay with that. I wasn't going to change the information I was given.
If anybody believes that they are 100% correct every time they do this stuff, then
run.
Fuck, we're all right.
Yeah.
We're all right.
Yeah. I tell people this when I do readings because, ironically enough, the one thing I never wanted to be known for was being psychic. Who'd have thunk it? Okay. So that's why I focus on art. I focus on my books. I focus on the production company. The psychic stuff, that's on the side. I have a full-time day job.
Night, Eric.
Yeah, I have a full-time day job that pays my bills. So I do readings when and if I have the time.
Right.
Because I mean, in 1 year, I did over 3,000 readings for free. I don't do that anymore. But I also don't charge an exorbitant amount either. So I do them when and if I have time. But I tell each one of my clients, and I barely advertise. So I mean, almost every single person I have is referral.
Exactly.
Almost every single person is referral. And I tell them, I'm going to read these cards. And when I finish reading these cards, you can tell me, Vanessa, you're full of shit. And I'll be like, all right, I can't change it, but I'm going to give you the information I get. And I mean, that doesn't happen, but I have had people where I've told them something and they're like, I don't see that happening, Vanessa. You really think that's going to happen? I'm like, yeah. And then I just had somebody call me about a year and a half ago. I'd read them 4 years before that. And they're like, you were never going to believe this. And I'm like, what? And they go, I bought the house. I'm like, honey, I have done thousands of readings since I talked to you. What did you do?
Exactly.
What did you do? And she goes, I bought a house in Sweden. I said, were you supposed to? I can't remember. She goes, you told me I would. And she lives in Sri Lanka.
Wow.
And she bought a house in Sweden.
Wow. Well, we got a comment here. Barry, I've got to bring this up from Barry. Go ahead, Cindy. You can read it if you want.
Demon encounters are so extremely rare. If there is a demon around, you and others will probably not know it is around. It wants to be secluded, then maybe attack later. All these shows that think demons are around are ridiculous.
For the most part, he's absolutely correct. The one that we encountered in Virginia, probably the one and only time that's ever happened. It gave us a fairly substantial.
No, I want you to leave that up because I need to say something about that show in particular.
Yeah, it gave us. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I just watched part of a haunting rerun episode, and they were chasing a demon around and chased it out of the house. I just shook my head. This is the thing. I won't scoff. I will scoff at a lot of things. However, Barry, there is a show that I have said consistently that I do not like because of what it brought into my house, which was not good. As a witch, we all know we ward our houses. You can't get shit in my house. The only way anything could get in my house is through an electronic device. This show that he's talking about is the show that I had watched because it was new at the time. And I watched maybe 2 or 3 episodes. I'm like, this is a weird show. It's all about possessions and it's negativity, and I didn't like it. So I wasn't so keen on it. However, I started seeing a little thing, like a little dark thing, shadow thing, like darting around. And I'm like, okay, is this my imagination? And then my son, Jansen, was the one that just scared me. Jansen started complaining. He was little. This is where I used to live at our old house. And so this is more than 10 and a half years ago now. And Jansen started saying, he's bothering me. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Well, he was going down the stairs. And we lived in a raised ranch, and our apartment was the top. So you had to go down the flight of stairs to get to the outside. And Jansen started he's tripping me. And I stopped everything because I knew there was nobody that I could physically see around Jansen. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And I immediately stopped what we were doing. I tuned into Spirit and said, what the fuck is going on? And they said, you know the show you've been watching? I said, okay. They said, well, it's Hollywood is pretty cool. They think that they have these great ideas. But sometimes these ideas come from someplace else, someplace negative and someplace dark. And they can get people to make these shows if they really want to. And how do these shows get created? How does it get to your place? And I'm like, it all comes through electricity. They said, exactly. It's the same way that most spirits can contact people after they've passed. They can use electricity because it's one of the most easiest ways to manipulate something. These people are being manipulated. Physically, humans are being manipulated to make this show. They were then manipulated to broadcast it. It is then broadcast through electronic means and digital means and radio waves and all of these other things, whatever, right? Through networks. And now you have one in your house that is bothering your son because they think they can get to him the easiest. And I said, well, I'll be goddamned. And that's when they told me you need to start protecting your equipment, your digital shit, your TVs, your monitors, your phones, your everything. You have to protect these electronic devices from anything coming out of them and anything going into them. You need to protect your shit. I said, well, okay then. And ever since then, I have been a huge proponent of protecting your shit by whatever religious belief that you have. And that's it, is because of that show that you were talking about, Barry. But that is one show that is completely negative, and I know where the beginning points came from because Spirit told me.
Yeah, see, it
was terrifying.
I stay away from them. I really do. I
don't
not
watch
a fan
it anymore.
But
Yep.
I will say this, and I understand what he's saying, that, with how they work, but they will warn you. They will warn you, especially if they think that you have any type of juice. They'll warn you. And they did us in Virginia. Outside of that barn, about 15 feet to 20 feet in front of the barn, was one of those big spools things. Like, like you know what I'm talking about, but it was turned on its side like a table. And
oh yeah.
And we had all walked past it earlier. There was nothing on it. We're inside for about 30 minutes. Shit goes down in a crazy kind of way with something that happened to me, and it's very disturbing. And we felt compelled to go back out there, and we walk back up towards the table. We're going to lay the EVP recorders down on it. And that table, that table, which 30 minutes before was completely clear, and everybody was accounted for, was covered in spiders, centipedes, and maggots.
Yes, you definitely have to pay attention to that shit.
Covered.
Absolutely.
Yes. And the smell of death, the smell of
rancid
death was so heavy in the air that it was you almost gagged.
What just fell?
Oh, it was my son's. Oh, wait. So Spirit just told me you're blocking yourself from me.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a natural thing. No offense to anybody. I was actually asked. I was actually asked about this yesterday from somebody else on how to do it. It isn't me blocking. Gwen can't even do a pendulum reading on me. My best friend can't even do a pendulum reading on me. That is my guides.
Yeah, but it's also it's a natural ability that you may not realize and understand that you can do without being able to explain it because it's just there.
It's actually showed up in an aura photo.
That makes sense to me. It makes complete sense to me.
I had 2 aura photos taken 5 minutes apart, and in one I'm in a box, and in the next one, when I said I was basically just told myself box go away, and they took it again, and I was completely covered in my aura. You couldn't even see me. So it's my guides are. It's not my guides. Those that I talk to, because honestly, they could be anybody at any given point in time. But my patrons are Minerva was one of my main ones. Kali,
mine too.
Yes, and Saint Germain.
Oh, beautiful.
And and Morgan. I was actually in Morgan's
cave.
Morgan,
yes, she's here with me almost every Tuesday.
Yeah.
She just corrected me. She's like, I'm here every Tuesday.
Yeah. I actually stood in Morgan's cave in Ireland. We went almost 40.
Amazing.
We went almost 40 feet into the earth, and Gwen and I stood in clay that's been there since before the pyramids.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It healed my legs. I didn't tell y'all. My first day in Ireland, I hopped off the bus and fell flat on my face. Right in the city center of Balladrine, Ireland. I face planted like nobody's business and just completely destroyed my knees. The next day we went into Morgan's cave. I took the clay from the ground and covered my knees in it. And
that would sound right.
Yeah, the wounds were completely gone by that night.
Wow, that's amazing.
I want
to go there. I want to go there.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Healing powers of Mother Earth.
Very much so.
That's right.
I've never felt more protected.
Mm-hmm.
Never felt more protected than in that cave. And by the way, I'm claustrophobic. So the fact that I even got my chubby ass down there is amazing. Okay. What are they saying?
Cindy, on an intermittent basis, my kitchen 2 rooms behind me would start making noises when I watched some of these paranormal shows. Interesting what you mentioned. Listen, Barry, I had to get that thing out of my fucking house like you wouldn't believe. And I did not settle. Jansen is very open and doesn't understand. I mean, I've tried explaining to him even now, and my boys are now almost 18 and 16, and they don't get it because they're young and dumb still. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. But the thing is that Jansen has been so open that Spirit has tried to. They've attached themselves to Jansen. They've come to him during his sleep. They've tried to physically, while I'm completely awake, grab my hair to make Jansen obey to do what they want him to do. And instead they get kicked out because his mom is understanding that they're trying to manipulate. So Jansen, unfortunately, is very susceptible to stuff. And that's one thing that's really hard, right?
That was the whole reason I came out of the broom closet, was because of my son. And what I did, for anyone who's listening or watching, what I did when he was little is, because he's kind of grown out of it or doesn't acknowledge it anymore. But when he was young, there was just nothing he could do about it. They were always around him. And I taught him how to crawl inside of a balloon, a metaphysical balloon. And I said, the only person who can come in there is Mom. Nobody else can get you if you're in there. And he was young enough. He believed me, and it worked.
And so one of the things that I always taught my sons is because of what I do, my daughter would always just listen to me. She's 11 and a half years older than Jansen. So she would listen. Whereas Jansen and Jed are just stubborn, so hard-headed boys. But I taught them how to white light. So I told them to always white light themselves. And if they didn't, then I'd white light for them. Do you know what I mean?
I do. That's actually one of the things I never do. Isn't that weird? I am one of those people who, and I hope this isn't taken the wrong way, I embrace my dark side. I embrace it. It is so much.
Yeah.
of who I am. It is so much of who I am. Does that mean that I do negative things to people? Absolutely not, because I believe in karma and I don't have to get my hands dirty. But I accept the dark side of me as much as I accept the light side of me. So,
well, you can't be whole if you don't accept the light and the darkness.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly. So I like
Hence
to call
the
myself
reason
the
I
gray
was
worker.
shank a bitch.
But it's just one of those things where I've never surrounded myself in the white light like a lot of people talk about. I actually take my biggest fear is spiders, and I wrap myself from head to toe in a silver web. And the only thing I leave open is my face, because the only way they can hop on, I call myself like a paranormal taxi. They hop in and they drive me around for a while and then they hop out. I mean, I had one running me all over New Orleans. It happens. And I've learned to control it to a certain degree. Thank goodness, because when I was at West Virginia State Penitentiary, it could have gotten real ugly. But, and in Ireland, same way. But the only way they can get to me is to come from behind. Because if I see them coming, they can't get me. So I learned how to do that. And it's weird. You take your biggest fear and you use it to your advantage.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Mine was a little different. Mine was, and it was an ongoing thing that we did as kids, is we would go to freshly plowed fields and just cover ourselves with mud head to foot, which just, it just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It commanded the connection between the earth and me. And so anytime that we were in a negative situation or we needed to protect ourselves, it was one of two things. It was either a green light, which is also your healing and everything, or the mud. That's what we did.
I think that's awesome.
That is awesome.
I love that idea, because it's neither good nor bad. It is.
Yes,
it's earth. It's everything.
I am so tired of hearing on the witchy side that, oh, I'm white, oh, I'm black, oh, I'm gray, oh, I'm this. You know what? Bottom line is, if you don't have the equal between the two within yourself, you'll never reach the true potential you're supposed to be.
I'm about as checkered as you can fucking get, and I mean, it depends.
Just call her mixed taxi.
Yes.
That's
because I just, what? I had to learn.
I think we all do, though. I mean, we just learn it. We learn when it's time. We don't have, and this is something that people don't understand, is that all of us have different times. All of us have different reasons and whys and whats. And, it's kind of like when you go from a child to an adult. We all do that at different times. It's not all the same,
It's so true. It's one of the things that kind of pisses me off about movies, because they always make witchy movies about, these preteens or these 20-somethings. Bitch, you come into your power in your 40s, let me tell you right now.
Thank you.
Put the lime in the coconut and drink it both up. Put the lime in the coconut.
I'm telling you, your 40s are the shit. Your 40s are the shit when it comes to that.
Yeah.
That's when you really start to ascend into who you're supposed to be, and you have a true sense of self, and you don't give a fuck what anybody.
You need that time to grow. Look at yourself as a plant. You start as a seed, and then with the sunlight and the moonlight, you grow, and you need that time to bloom. If you don't have that time, you just go from a seed to a flower. What? No.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and trust me, my petals have fallen off quite a few times, but
I love her.
I've had to rebuild. Yes, I've had a few of them tower moments.
In my past life, when I was straight, I would have married her.
Yeah, he would have.
If
he wasn't gay now, he'd marry me.
Yeah.
She must be getting more messages or so. You getting more messages? Tell them people to leave you alone right now.
I'm telling you right now, I love them to death, but y'all give me a minute. This is normal. But you know what's funny is this is the oldest I've ever been.
Right.
This is the only time I've ever had a child.
Check that out.
Ladies, do you sense or see a gentleman standing behind Ted? Would you talk to him? He wants to say something to Ted, but I'm not hearing him right now. I don't see anyone behind you.
I'm not.
But she's probably seen who I feel, and the gentleman that I feel when she says that is, I know you're tall, but this person isn't as tall as you. They're around 5'11". I don't think they've hit quite 5'12" yet. They're a little bit stockier in the build. They've got on the heavier black shoes. They're the belt that they have on. They've got one of those plaid. Not seersucker, but like the plaid, like the work shirts tucked into him. He wears his hair kind of combed over to one side. He wants to only put his thumbs in his front pockets, and he's just standing there and he's just shaking his head at you.
I know who it is.
Okay, so we're good.
That's why I'm doing that.
Okay. Yeah, and
he's the same, Cindy. He's the same one that kicks my bed, knocks on my door. He's the actual owner and creator of this home. He brought 2 military homes and brought them together. Mm-hmm. And he
makes sense.
Built this home, and then he died here.
Completely disagrees with what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Care. He should.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that's the whole... it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
that's him.
That's why he's shaking his head. So.
He was a devout Catholic. He was... gay. The word gay, give me a break. I would have been on an island and nuked by now if he was running the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't worry about him.
Yeah, no, it's just it nothing to worry about. Just
trust me, I've been living with him for
25
years.
Yeah, just intrusive. That's all. You know,
it's a pain in the ass.
A little bit. So, but no, it's just, I mean, but
I love Robert. I love Robert.
See, you give him the bird. Oh, how funny!
Yes,
I do. I love me some Robert.
Yes, I do too. We love Robert.
Well, his new show's going to be coming here pretty soon.
I know.
I can't wait.
Rob.
Rocks by Rob.
Mm-hmm.
For two, but no, you're awesome. He does beautiful work. So,
yes.
But no, I mean, you're right. It's just, I just wish that more. I guess I just wish that more women would embrace this part of themselves, and more men too. You know,
exactly.
Public service announcement. If you're in the community, or you want to be,
you
want to be in the community, please do not call yourself a warlock if you're a man. Okay.
Oh God, right. Please don't. We will shank you just for that. It's Patricia's birthday, which is Dom's mom. Can everybody just tell Patricia happy birthday,
Patricia?
Happy birthday.
You know what kills me about that is for years growing up,
apologizing
you would hear
is the feeling I'm getting. Weird.
You
she
would
thinks
hear
he's apologizing. So
he might be.
I have to say something. No. So this is the thing so I was picking up on somebody else, and I think Nikki is picking up on the same person I am, who is apologizing. And Teddy, you know who is apologizing, or at least I would hope you would think, because I felt the same thing, which was the apologizing. But I was picking up a male, and I was picking up that
connection.
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But
it figures I pick up the asshole.
Well, no worries. It's usually me picking him up, so I'm glad that he gave me a break and he got to you.
But what's funny about that is I considered Brian an asshole at one point.
Well, of course, absolutely.
Leave me for another woman.
Exactly. Well, no, for a woman, because you're a man this lifetime.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me remind you.
But no,
you don't remember, just look between your legs.
Right. Thanks. We've got about 3.5 minutes.
Anytime you need.
Thanks, honey. But we got about 3.5 minutes, and then Dom's show comes up. But there was something I was going to say about the whole thing about the Warlock thing. Is like there was a movie that came out called The Warlock, and a lot of this stuff that people get a hold of. I don't know how many people that are watching that know their history, but the Druids had a lot to do with that. And so did the Christians. But bottom line, when you're a witch, you're a witch. You're not a warlock.
Whether you have a hoo-ha or a wee-wee, you're a witch.
That's right, my friend.
I'm just saying. Warlock is a derogatory term. It is for someone who is untrustworthy. He's untrusted by the coven. So when I get friend requests on Facebook and I go check every one of them out and I see it say Warlock in it, I'm like,
bye, bitch.
Douche canoe. Douche canoe.
I haven't heard that in forever.
Oh my God, I love that. That's
that's a hard pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, Julian Sands. Yeah, he's the one that played in that movie.
Yeah, a little bit yummy. A little bit.
Just a little.
A little bit.
But there was just so much shit. Like when all this started coming out with like Salem and the history, and then the movie started coming out. It's kind of like what they did with the paranormal. Folks, anything that you watch on TV is entertainment. Okay?
Yep.
Very rarely do you get facts from TV. Even the ones that say, what's that clause that says, created by the actual events or whatever, you know how that's said.
Yeah.
So like I always say here, in every story, there's an ounce of truth, and it's up to you to figure out what that truth is.
Right.
Bottom line.
Based on true events. Exactly right. It's just, the thing is, we can blame the TVs and everything all day long. We can. We can do that.
That's
but
easy.
at some point in time, the general public has to own up to supporting it. So, that's why, like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't give two shits if people believe what I say. I don't care. I wasn't
based on true events.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wasn't put on this earth to convince other people what I believe. I'm put here to document it and to share it with you. And if you choose to believe it, great. If you don't, great. Don't care.
Yeah, I'm here doing what I'm doing. This is why I'm here. And I was offered TV. I was offered a show. I turned it down because I'm not a TV person. I'm a radio guy. I like the interviews. So, yeah, I see there's a question here for Vanessa.
Okay, Vanessa, do you think the word empath has been overused a lot lately? I hear it everywhere. I think that people are misinformed about what an empath really is. So
I agree.
In that instance, I absolutely think yes, it has been overused.
But psychic is the same way.
Yeah. Well, and let's go ahead and just quelch a big problem right here. For some reason, if you attach psychic medium to your name, it holds more weight than if you attach clairvoyant. Let me just go ahead and ease everybody's minds. If you're empath, clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant, if you have psychic abilities, if you see the future, if you can talk to dead people, guess what? It all encompasses. All of that, each one encompasses the other. We all have a certain portion of it. Nobody is more important than anybody else.
And this goes with the paranormal as well.
Yes.
Period.
I believe everybody's psychic.
It's all encompassed. When I hear people say Bigfoot, UFOs, hauntings, I'm sorry. When you're a paranormal investigator, you research the unknown, and they all fall underneath the same cloud.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Well, there's just something that I have to say, though. I think that we are hearing empath more, but I also feel like it has a lot to do with the rising of the vibrations and the ascension period that we're in right now. I do feel like there are a lot more people are understanding that weird shit is going on, and they're feeling other people and not understanding necessarily what that is and what it
No, and I agree with that. I agree with that. But what I've been seeing a lot with the word empath is, again, we go back to it, and I talk about it in Diary of a Psychic Loser Magnet. The mantle, the martyrdom of the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of a sudden, when somebody becomes an empath, they can't control it, and oh my stars, and whatever will I do? For fuck's sake, you compartmentalize and you categorize, and you feel what is yours, and you push the rest of it away. Okay, next.
Yeah.
You know,
I noticed that,
not
like,
everything has to be an issue.
I know that, like, with me, things had, like, from teen years. I mean, I was seeing things and hearing things when I was little, but I was feeling it more than I was seeing it or hearing it. So as I got older, it was kind of like growing up. It's like, okay, once in a while this would work, once in a while this would work. And so now I just control what I want. It is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I decide when I reply. I decide when I want to see, when I don't want to see, or hear, or feel.
Yep. Exactly right.
It takes time.
It does. And the biggest thing I tell people is just remember, it's okay to block it all out for a day or two. Don't think they're not going to come back. Believe me, they will.
They will.
And if you're having a really bad day and you forget to turn it off and you go to Walmart, shame on you.
Yeah.
Walmart.
I can't turn it off. I don't turn it off ever.
Walmart is one of the places that I give people as an exercise to test the remote viewing.
Oh, really?
I sure do.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
So I'm going to be giving classes when I move to Virginia. We're going to have retreats.
Virginia isn't. Yeah, Virginia's close to, what is it, like 6 hours? Or how far is Virginia from to PA?
About four and a half hours.
Yeah, it's not too far. I mean, it's before North
when are you
Carolina
moving?
for us.
When are you moving?
October 15th.
Oh, damn. Well, if you happen to move early, we're going to be in Gettysburg. We've got the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash there, which
she
is
could come either way. She could come
it's
to Gettysburg.
the biggest para-unity event in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
It's huge.
When is it?
August this year, I believe.
I will be in Scotland.
Oh.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, please stay in touch with us, though, because I'd love to be able to, bring you back, maybe give you time to talk about it. That would be great.
Absolutely.
Because we actually are out of town. We're over. So, one more time, and we're just going to put this up here that we have been speaking with Vanessa Hogel. She has VanessaHogel.com, author, psychic, investigator, and so much more. How are we going to say that?
Documentarian.
I know, but I was going to put a spin on it. I can't remember, like with a she. I was going to do something.
Says, great show. Love Vanessa. She's a hoot.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm funny as fuck. I should have been a comedian.
That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly what I feel. I'm funny as fuck. I don't know why you're not laughing right now.
I'm just saying.
That's funny.
My sons then go, because you're not funny. I'm like, where the frick do you think you got it from? Oh, wait. That's me.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm the same way.
Sandy Griffith says she's an awesome person.
I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet you, Vanessa.
It won't be long. Yay!
I want to meet you.
What does Robert say?
Documentary of the truth after death.
Darn too.
Cool. Yes, we will bring her back. We like her.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, she fits. She fits like a glove. No.
Yeah, so let's see. I would say my top three would be Isis, Pele, and Hecate. And I have to add now because the Morrigan is getting irritated with me. But I have a lot that Kelly and Ganesh and Pan. Yes, Nikki, cool.
Oh, thank you so much.
Great, right?
Lots of love here tonight for you.
Oh,
I know.
bless their hearts.
I
appreciate y'all.
love it.
All right. Well, we got to
You're
get
gonna have
out
to
of
come
here.
back. We enjoyed you. Yes.
Yeah, we will. Because
Teddy,
Dom's
what's
going
coming
to
up
kill
for
me.
you? Yes, what's coming up for you?
Doctor's appointments all week starting tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. Dad has one tomorrow. He's got his CT scan tomorrow for the lung. But that stuff's going on. And then mine is Wednesday. God, there's just so much going on.
My mama has a heart catheter tomorrow.
Mm.
Oh Lord. Tomorrow I'm gonna go back to my show. I'm gonna go back to my show tomorrow night. Tarot Tuesday for Cindy, Psychic Cindy.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, that's what Teddy calls it. That's through Facebook, Psychic Cindy, and YouTube, The Psychic Cindy, and then Just Cindy podcast on Thursday.
Cool beaners.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Cool
you got anything like special coming up, Vanessa, you want to talk about?
Oh, good Lord. I'll have another book out by May.
Okay.
And, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And please, everybody, when you go to VanessaHogel.com, our Redbubble store is on there. 100 and almost 50 designs that are available on everything from $2 to $200. And then also our Perfect Trust Productions page is on there. All of the social media, access to the books, to order the books, everything. So thank you.
Yeah, well, you're welcome anytime. Anytime you see us on, just hit me up.
Absolutely, I sure will.
Okay, Cindy, what do you got?
I may be doing a serial killer show with Liz and Frank on Friday. Shawcross, if we decide to do Shawcross on Friday, and I'll let you guys know. But we're going to be doing it on one of these Fridays coming up. So Arthur Shawcross, serial killer.
I just did one. What I watched last night, H.H. Holmes. There was a movie. I just watched that.
Oh, real quick, and then y'all got to tell me how to get out of here because I got to go potty. But Jeff Mudgett is his great grandson. He's a really good friend of mine. So expect some interesting things coming about H.H. Holmes, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay,
so,
cool. All right. Well, I'm going to kick you out of here.
Kick me out of here because I got to go pee.
Kicking you.
Bye, Vanessa. It was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I love you, Teddy.
So I love you too. So, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much. Oops. And we'll catch you next Monday. So don't forget, Dom's show is on right now. If you feel like it, pop over there and
Robert,
check him
have
out.
fun with your opal. Teddy, say it.
Wherever there is darkness, there is always
daylight.
Thank you for listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy. Catch us next Monday for another fantastic guest. Please check out our show as well as others on the WLFE DB Radio Network. And remember, like, follow, and share with everyone.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and so much more.